The boy with cerebral palsy limped into the hospital to visit his mother, but the moment he opened the door to her room, he froze in place. His mother was not hospitalized because she was sick. She had secretly given birth to a baby girl. Looking at his newborn sister wrapped in a blanket, Jack carefully reached out his hand, wanting to gently touch her cheek, but his mother rushed over in panic, thinking he might hurt the baby, and pushed him away without hesitation. Jack stood there silently, unable to understand why. They were both her children, yet his sister's arrival brought joy to the whole family, while his own existence always seemed like a mistake. His grandmother witnessed everything. Unlike Jack's mother, she never looked down on him because of his disability. Instead, she always treated him like the most precious person in her life. As he grew older, Jack became more aware that his condition seemed to burden the entire family. More than once, he climbed to the rooftop alone, thinking about ending his life, but every time, his grandmother somehow found him. She would stay by his side patiently and gently bring him back home. Because of his condition, his mother never wanted to celebrate his birthday, so his grandmother secretly organized birthday parties for him, without telling the rest of the family. Under the warm glow of the lights, everyone gathered around and sang happy birthday. Jack was never good with words, so he simply smiled quietly. Only around his grandmother and her old friends did he feel free from judgment and ridicule. On ordinary days, his grandmother often took him on bus rides to relax, even though moving around was difficult for him. When Jack saw a pregnant woman carrying a child, he immediately stood up and offered his seat. Suddenly, the bus slammed on the brakes. He lost his grip and crashed hard onto the floor. Instead of checking if he was hurt, the driver blamed him, saying people with disabilities should not ride public transportation. His grandmother rushed forward angrily to argue, but Jack gently stopped her and said he was fine. With years of support from his grandmother, Jack slowly began rebuilding his confidence. He no longer wanted her watching over him every moment, so without telling his family, he applied for a job at a coffee shop. His grandmother still worried about him and secretly watched from outside during the interview, as she saw Jack doing everything he could to prove he was capable of working like anyone else. Tears filled her eyes when he was finally hired. Grandmother and grandson hugged each other with joy. For the first time in years, life seemed to be getting better. Jack even secretly applied to a teaching university, but when his mother found out, she reacted with complete disbelief. She could not imagine that someone who struggled to walk could ever stand in front of a classroom and teach. She even mocked him, asking what university would admit a disabled student. Every word cut straight into Jack's heart. His mother told him that this was simply his fate, as if from the day he was born, his future had already been decided. The next day, a group of reporters suddenly showed up at the coffee shop. They were all there to cover the inspiring story of a disabled employee. Whispers from co-workers filled the room, and for the first time, Jack realized something devastating. The job and dignity he believed he had earned through hard work might have come from pity instead of respect. When he got home that night, he grabbed the nougat he had made himself and stuffed piece after piece into his mouth. Using food to punish himself was the only way he knew how. In the end, he even swallowed the wrappers. His grandmother rushed toward him in panic, desperately trying to save him. As Jack slowly drifted out of consciousness, memories from the past flooded his mind. When he was a child, he once hid inside a suitcase and accidentally overheard his parents talking. Even his father had said that if Jack ever disappeared, life might be easier for the family. Only then did he realize that for years, he had been seen